With COVID-19 protections lifted, Colorado saw the most eviction filings last year since 2018. Landlords filed 45,980 in 2022.
The dip in that middle part of the graph is 2020, when evictions bottomed out during the pandemic. The rising numbers are prompting conversations about housing at the state capitol. One bill proposed by Democrats would limit grounds for evicting people.
9 News reporter Steve Staeger and 9 News data producer Zack Newman looked at the so-called just cause eviction bill.
One day we'll have heat, the next day we won't.
Depending on the day, Amber Allen is dealing with a new mess inside her apartment. She says her unit at this Denver apartment complex has flooded 6 to 7 times since she moved in.
It rains out of light fixtures, light sockets, my walls.
That's led to mold. All perfect reason to complain, but Allen says she doesn't. She says she's been threatened with eviction or non-renewal of her lease before for complaining.
I just started shutting up and not saying anything because I can't lose my home.
What we want to make sure is that the people are given a fair shot.
Democratic State Representative Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez is sponsoring a bill this session that would make it tougher to evict or non-renew someone without a good reason. Democratic State Senator Julie Gonzalez is sponsoring it in the other chamber.
You shouldn't be able to just evict someone just 'cause.
Their bill defines what grounds landlords can use to evict someone. Obvious things like a tenant failing to pay rent, committing a serious crime inside the home, refusing to let a landlord inside, or refusing to sign a new lease. And it creates a so-called no-fault eviction, meaning a landlord could evict or non-renew someone's lease if they plan to make substantial repairs to the unit or move into the unit themselves.
We want to clarify on the front end as to what is an acceptable reason to evict someone and what is not.
Organizations representing landlords oppose this bill, claiming it'll make it harder to evict bad tenants, proving especially harmful for so-called mom-and-pop landlords on limited incomes. Allen says it represents a chance to speak up without fear of losing the place she calls home.
Nobody should have to live in fear every day.
A lobbyist for the Colorado Apartment Association says they oppose the bill because he says it amounts to an endless lease. He says people will be far less inclined to loan someone their home if there's no way to get it back. The bill will have its first hearing in a House committee on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's clearly a gap in justice here when you talk about renters in the state of Colorado. The last time I checked in with the Colorado Supreme Court, justice is there. We're talking about looking into this issue too.
Yeah, there's also a gap in how many of these cases end up getting to court and then how many folks don't have representation once they get to court. They may not even show up to court to represent themselves. So a lot to talk about in this.
Serious issue.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Steve.